Who's ready to design? I am. Let's get some work done. Oh, that's right. I'm gonna start this back up. What's up, Dutch? What? No, I don't. I only have 2 viewers. What are you talking about? You have 73 viewers, is that what you mean? It must be. Hold on a second, what? Yeah, I don't know what you're looking at. I show 0 viewers. Does it really say 73 viewers? Unless somebody's hosting me. Nope, no one's hosting me. Hello to Jufta. Jufta. Now I'm curious to see if I can see that same bug. I'm assuming you're watching it through Twitch. This is actually 4 viewers. Second one what? Thanks for stopping by the way. Appreciate you watching, Sam. What you doing here, partner? I'm working on a house for a client. And it's going pretty good so far. I'm kind of liking how it's coming together, but struggling with getting the flow of the house to work really well with the massing of the house. I like everything about this house up to about that height. Right there. So I'm curious, what do you mean the second one was way better? Oh, speaking of which, I need to come back here. It's not too fancy. Need to come over here and get this going. Nope, not there. Not what I meant to open. So this is where I ask you which side of the pond you're on, because garden means something different where I'm at than it does than where Fat 32 Dutch is at. So when you say garden, you talking about like a rose garden, or do you mean like a courtyard in between two buildings, or back behind the house, or something like that? Well, so the landscaping isn't typically something that I would deal with. My goal is to design a home that you wouldn't want to put too much landscaping around because you don't want to hide the house. And by definition, I'm only allowed to do so much landscape architecture before I have to hire a certified landscape architect. So, I mean, I do like to keep landscape in mind, but it's not part of my scope of work typically. I don't know what's up with that right there. Noise. Oh, you're probably hearing the dice rolling, which is my computer telling me that somebody's messaging me. And it's probably because the computer's right next to my microphone. There, see if that helps any. Why is it not updating? This is weird. This is weird. It's still showing a different. Why is it doing that? Direction. Huh. Did I? That's weird. Sorry about that, I don't know why it was doing that. Alright. Yeah, sure. So, this house, they have a nice little driveway through the trees here. This is kind of what you see when you're coming up the driveway here from the road. That's kind of what we're going for. Right, so you're coming up the driveway. See if I can get that wall to go away. There we go. And I haven't put the windows in yet, by the way, so. But the idea is that you get a bunch of different masses here. And they'll probably have a motor court right here. Big driveway right in front. I don't think they want that, but they wanted the garage entrance right here on the same side as the front entry, so we'll see how that works out. So, coming in through the front door, we've got dining space immediately next to the front door, living space with views out the front and the back. And then to the left, you've got kitchen area. And everything from the kitchen to the living area is all on an axis. So the fireplace and the sink and the stove are all on one line, right down the middle. Got a little breakfast nook back there. And then you can go out on the back porch. This couple entertains a lot of guests, so they wanted a big entertainment area, but they've got a pretty limited budget, so we have to make a small space appear big. So I'm hoping that when I put cabinets in here, it's not going to fill in that space too much. But coming back here, you come back into the master suite foyer. You've got the master bedroom here, a little reading space back behind there. And these windows would look out into their woods back there. And then they've got an entrance right onto the back deck there, which allows them to go out there first thing in the morning and then enjoy a cup of coffee or something like that out on their back deck. Whoa, there we are, speeding through everything. So, master bath. Got shower right there, tub, and this will have a big surround on it, so it'll be a big corner tub. And then his and her sinks. And you got the toilet closet right there. You walk into the master closet with his and her side there. I'll probably put some kind of furniture in the middle to divide it up, like a bench or dresser or something like that. And then you come out of the master closet into the utility room, washer and dryer. You can go outside right here, garage right here to the right. All right, nice big spacious garage. So you come back in from the garage into the utility room, and then if you want to get to the main house, you can come through a little mud room or a drop-off area where you can drop off your shoes and backpacks and things like that. Little locker space. Entry back to the left. And then back into the main area. So this is a little breakfast nook right here. So they can come in and sit down and have some breakfast right here in this little nook. And then they've got a little study area here, desk, library shelves. This is kind of a little transitional space between the living area and the guest rooms. And you can open up those front and back windows, get a nice little breeze coming through in the summer. Imagine it being a nice little place to sit and read and relax. So then you've got guest bedroom on the right, just a typical bedroom. Right, walk-in closet. And then on the right here is the bathroom. This will be like the guest bath. People who are over visiting will come in. There's a vanity right here. And then a toilet and tub right there. And then they have one daughter who will be in this room right here. And her closet has access straight into the bathroom, which is the same bathroom we were just in. So she can go in there and take showers while maybe the other guest comes in and brushes their teeth. And that's pretty much it. So that's the whole house. You can kind of see a floor plan here. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm struggling with getting the outside of the house to look the way I want it to. I've kind of got the inside organized the way I want, but not too sure about this exterior yet. It's going to take some development. I might have to pull in my mentor and see what he thinks about it. Right now I'm trying to make sure that I don't lose kind of the organization that I have here, and I put this nook here and kind of messed up my massing. I had a really nice flow of things here. You can see all the different spaces kind of lined up and locked together. So I've got a couple of double hallways here, which is okay. And I don't know. Still debating really how I want to do this. This master bathroom I'm not happy about, but this is the layout they gave me to do. We'll see. Right now this house is sitting just under 3,000 square feet in conditioned space. And it was originally supposed to be 2,200 square feet. No, you're right. A lot of traffic does have to go through that. And it's really meant to be more of a transitional space between the living area and the guest, more private area here. So if you think maybe somebody is staying here and they've got some company here, it gives a little buffer space to maybe trap some of the noise or the maybe foot traffic that might be going on to get to the bathroom, things like that. And it kind of buffers it from the private space. The only thing that I'm not sure about is the placement of this. They wanted a place where they could put like a desktop computer for the family to use, but it was really more for the wife. And she said she didn't really care where it went as long as she had it, but I have a feeling she wanted it closer to the master bedroom. So, but yeah, there will be quite a bit of traffic, and it is meant to be a buffer space, you know, transition between this really public area and this really private area. And that's kind of what I was showing here too. So you can see here, this is a very public area, and then it kind of transitions into a more private area. Yeah. Anyway. Oh man. We'll kind of see where things go. I need to go give some work to my coworker, so I will be back. I'm gonna be setting things up for her here in a second. I don't like how this nook is thrown off the balance here. I feel like it needs to be here, and then maybe it's like this. Except I really wanted that to be next to the kitchen, right there. No, I like this flow from front to back, right here. All right. Best of luck. Thanks for stopping by and being entertained. Hope it's been educational or helpful or something. Appreciate it. I'll just go see that project. All right. It's starting to get cloudy. I don't know if I'm going to be able to bike back today. That's a big program like this. All right.
Go.
All right. Thank you. There we go. Yeah. Oh no. He sent the check to the wrong address. Okay, or did he? No, he should have sent that over to Sarah. Okay, so this is the new layout as of right now. There's probably going to be some changes. We're going to be doing models here in Tulsa a little bit differently than we do it in Texas. So you're going to kind of have to keep things a little bit separated. We're going to do it differently because I feel that it's easier to make revisions and changes when we do it the way that I'm going to show you. Okay. So for an electrical plan, there's already an electrical plan view, but it's not really set up. So you're going to need to set up like hiding all this stuff and kind of making it look like an electrical plan. But what you're going to need to do is, instead of using the detail components, and you've just copied and pasted stuff, so you just had stuff to copy, so you don't have anything to copy now. Now you have to actually find the components and place them. So what we need to do is, you'll normally in Texas, what they'll do is they'll do a detail component, and then they'll have, they don't even name them the same. They'll have these receptacle, that's a floor receptacle. It helps if you learn to read. Right, so you've got these that you can just kind of place anywhere you want. All right, I want to only place outlets on the walls. Okay, so you're going to use the component tool. Insert, not insert, what is it? Component, right, or CM is the, all right, and I think, so I need to load the file. I'll go ahead and do that for you. Outlet. Electrical outlet. Ceiling outlet. There's things like fans and whatnot in here. Might have to pull some of these out of Patriot Homes projects. Electrical switch. And get that in there. Pendant. Smoke detector. Recessed can regular? Oh no. Can't believe I've done that. Try this again. We'll go ahead and put the floor outlet in. Normally we want to keep all this stuff already in the projects, but so you wouldn't normally be needing to do this, but you would have to, if not, you would need to go through here and see what all's in here. But the way that it's built, it's a little bit confusing, so I just kind of want to go over it with you. Let's see. Electrical switch. Let's just go ahead and grab those. That should be enough for now. So what you get to do is you get to go room by room. This is a much smaller project, so it'll probably take some time for you to get it in and kind of feel through and get it right the way you think it should be done. But it's not going to take nearly as long, probably. Okay. Hopefully by then I'll have some more red lines for you. You can go back over to Cherney and get some more done on that. Okay. But basically you're going to go through in the living area, the kitchen area, entry, bedroom areas, and put outlets, switches, and lights in. Now, for the outlets and switches, the walls are already in, so that's not a problem. But for the lights, you'll probably have to put a ceiling in the room, so you want to make sure that there are ceilings in. And I have the ceiling heights in here, right? So if you can't see the ceiling heights, you'll need to look at the room tags to see, or put a room tag in or something like that to see what that height is. On the electrical plan itself, so we'll start with the outlets. So when you're putting an outlet in for these, right, just electrical outlet, okay, and you see it doesn't show up until you hover over a wall.
Yeah.
Okay. So there are a bunch of switches over here, little on-offs. Most of the time, you're just going to have 110 turned on.
Okay.
Okay, and it'll, until you click, it'll show everything on there. But when you start clicking, it'll start placing objects, right? 220 is for things like dryers and appliances, if you have like a stacked oven and microwave kind of thing.
Okay.
I don't know that we'll have a bunch of those. GFI. Okay, GFI is for, you know what GFI is? Ground fault circuit. Okay. It's GFCI. Okay. In the bathroom or anywhere where it's wet, you know, the outlets that have the buttons that you press.
Gotcha.
That's so that you don't short out the entire house electrical system.
Okay.
So it has a breaker basically built into the outlet. So anywhere that's within, I think, 4 feet of a wet a plumbing fixture, like a sink or a shower or a bathtub, you have to have a GFI. Also in the, that's interesting. Also in the garage. The garage has to have one also. And these are typically, It's like 15 or 17 inches above the floor. Maybe 1'6". Why that's not showing up there. Oh, that's nice. I might have to look and see what's going on with that. Oh, helps if you turn on one of them.
Oh, okay.
So basically all these switches turn on and off symbols. So you could do a 220 GFI, okay? If it's outside, right? Then it needs to be waterproof and GFI. Okay, so we've got a button for that, right? And if it's going to be above, here, let's put this right here somewhere. If it's going to be above a counter, all right, then we do what's called the above finished floor label. Right, so you would turn that on, and then usually if it's above a counter, it's 42 inches above the finished floor. And so then you can see it looks like that.
Okay.
Okay, so, and I think these work the same way as the detail component did. So you can, I don't know if you were using these to change those in churning, but that's how you should be doing it if you weren't.
At first I wasn't, but
then you learn.
Yeah.
So, and here's the reason that I want you to use the model components versus the detail component. Okay, if we go in here and we put, let's just say in here, we put these outlets in this room. Okay, if the client, we're early in this project and there's probably going to be changes, making rooms bigger and smaller. Okay, I'm also actually going to go ahead and put just some normal. Okay. All right, so it looks like I've got a bunch of outlets in here, but if they decide that they want this room to be 3 feet bigger, all right, one of those goes with it and the other doesn't. Okay, this is the detail component. So if this room completely changes, then you're going to have to redo all the electrical in that room. Okay, so what I'm trying to do is minimize how much rework we have to do later on. It also helps because if I come into...
So what you do is you made it detail or the first automatic? Or...
The one that moved with it was the component, not the detail component.
Gotcha.
So if I actually come into this room now, I can actually see those outlets are actually there. They look like they're a little high. Did I just lose my mouse? So there you go. That's where they should be, right there. Okay. Right, so that's the other benefit of doing this is we can actually be in this room and we can see where those outlets are. So thinking about when we're doing VR, we're doing visualization or something like that, it gives it that extra step of detail that kind of really helps the user or the client see what that space is going to be like. Okay. So then when it comes to lighting, wow, my mouse is just not wanting to behave here. Wow. What has happened to my mouse? Everything has decided it doesn't want to work. Onboard memory. Did I just lose all my stuff? Next tab in browser? No? It just doesn't want to work in Revit right now. Okay. So the electrical plan you can probably use to do all your switches. So let me show you real quick. Same idea with switches. Okay, there's one for phone and TV. Right, you can see that there's LAN, which is data, TV and phone, and then there's an AFF label. And then there are switches as well. Which switch has a lot of stuff. If it's trying to remember, it's just switch symbol, right? So just leave switch symbol on, and then you see how it shows everything. Once I click, it'll go to that switch symbol. So same thing here with the other one, 3-way, 4-way. If it's a jam switch, you're not wanting to close with the door automatic. So same thing with GFI, the motion detector, waterproof, all those things are on here. Okay, also the garage, the push button, and the garage sensor symbols are on in this family as well. Okay. But then for lighting, what you're going to need to do is you're going to have to work in a ceiling plan to place the lighting. And you can see the component, you can see the electrical stuff that you just did here. Okay. And I don't know, so I've got a ceiling in here, so you'll need to go in these other rooms and place ceilings. All right, but the lighting, you'll need to go through, and that is not the family that I want you to use. I'm not even going to show you a demonstration. Wall sconce, ceiling mounted, is that the one that I have? No, it's not. Any questions so far? No. What about
the same? The way you create a ceiling, the same way you gotta create a floor. Okay.
Yep, just use the ceiling tool.
Okay.
Let's see. We don't want the chandelier. Right. There we go. That looks better. So let's say you're going to put a light in here. Okay, and this is again in a reflected ceiling plane. See, it won't let me put a light in here because it's ceiling based. All right. And the reason again is that if this room moves, all right, we can move all that with it. All right. I don't know why it's not letting me move it. What is it saying? Constraints are not satisfied. No, it's being a pain. Okay. But I would rather have this fixture in here than just a symbol that doesn't actually exist. Okay, so if I come in here and I do a switch, a swith, a switch, all right, and let's say that we have our switch right here. Oh. Okay. Now to connect these two, normally what you've been doing in the past is just wires or detail lines. Okay. I want you to try to use the wire tool. Okay. It'll give you things to snap to, right? Like right there. See that little round thing? I mean, that's an actual electrical connector. Okay, so there, there, oops. Try that again, wire. All right. So 3 clicks, and then it's there. And the reason that I want that, okay, because then if we start moving the switch around, the wire goes with it. Okay, same thing with the light. If we start moving that around, the wire goes with it. Detail lines won't do that. So when we start having to move the electrical around, if we've got wires connected to them, the wires will go with them. We'll probably still have to fix some stuff, but we won't have to fix everything. So, and that's why I prefer doing it this way. So, I'll let you determine which way you like doing it better. As you learn, as you do, you'll get plenty of practice doing both ways. So again, we'll need outlets, switches, and lighting for all the rooms in the house. We'll want to go ahead and put, right now I've got a vaulted ceiling in the garage, but go ahead and put a ceiling, 10-foot ceiling in the garage. I don't think I...
do you want like the same lights throughout the whole...
For now, just put fixtures where you think they should go. And then we'll
outside of the house as well?
Outside as well.
Okay.
Yep. And we'll go back and we'll, right now the location's more important than what type of fixture it is, so don't worry too much about whether it's a can light or a surface mounted light, or if it's a strip light or whatever. Don't worry about that. Just think of, I know that there should be a light here, and then we'll come back and we'll take a look at it.
Okay.
When you're done with that. I did make this a work sharing file, so be sure that it has your name on the end back there. By the way, how many days do you have left on?
Well, it restarted whenever I...
Yeah, when we did that.
Yeah, so
was
it's
it like 26 or something?
Yeah.
Like that? Okay. Okay. Well, I just want to keep an eye on it.
Okay.
Run out of days.
Okay. Yeah, I'll definitely let you know.
Alrighty. Well, I'll go ahead and save that. And did you have any questions, like in general, about electrical?
I was going to ask you how to load, but you showed.
Okay, there you go. What about in terms of where to put things? You just want to give it a shot and see how much it bleeds when it comes back, or?
I think I know. You said that in the bathroom, if you wanted to put outlet above the finishing,
above the counter.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the AFF means above finished floor.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to remember.
Yep.
Did you say it had to be 4 feet away from the wall, or it had to be
4 feet away from the center of the fixture?
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. And the rules get weird, like if you have a bathtub, it might be 4 feet from that too, but you can always, if you want to read about that stuff, the best thing to do, here, come take a look at this. If you have a question like, can I put an outlet there? All right, the best thing to do is come into Google and type IRC, all right, that's International Residential Code.
Okay.
Are you familiar with that?
No.
Okay, IRC 2015, that's the latest one.
Okay.
And then you can put outlets in bathrooms. Okay, and you'll get a few things here. So these are probably actually the text of it. So some of these other web pages are probably professionals who are writing about where you can put it, so you can do that. But if you want like the actual text on it, you're going to want to be sure what that looks like. It's a study session for something. That looks like it could be it right here. So yeah, chapter 39, power and lighting distribution. So you could read all this. This is the actual code on just outlets.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so it's a lot of stuff, and once you start using this more, you'll kind of figure out how to find things that you want to find.
So
IRC 2015. So you can see that it'll tell you things like what the distance between the maximum distance between outlets is.
Okay.
You have to have an outlet every 12 feet. Okay, so you keep that in mind, and it gives you the definitions of things like that. But those are things that once you're done, we'll go through and we'll take a look and we'll see how many code violations you have.
Okay.
And you know, if you want to spend time reading this, man, you can. Looks like they've got, so here's some definitions on countertop receptacles, which ones need to be GFI, or they call it GFCI, which same difference. And I don't know if this is like it has to be within 1 foot of the fridge, or has to be no less than 1 foot from the fridge. So you'd have to read that and figure out kind of, so outlet within 24 inches of the side there has to be GFCI. So there you go. There's some good information here. But I mean, literally anything like IRC 2015 chimney. We'll just put chimney. Okay. So you can come here and you can look and see what your clearance requirements are for a chimney above a roof. Okay. You have to have your chimney either a certain amount above the tallest part of the roof, or above a certain part 2 feet away, or 10 feet away from the roof. So there's certain things that, you know, determine what we can and can't do with a design. And for a while, that's going to be my job making.
Okay.
So don't worry too much about it. Just be willing to learn and have some patience with yourself and with me and with our clients. Okay. Because again, the biggest reason I want to go through and do this with model components instead of detail components is move around. All right. Okay. I think it's saved, so you should be ready to go. What is going on with this mouse? I wonder if it's just about to completely stop. Yeah, it keeps resetting itself. Oh man. Now it works. Hmm. That was kind of weird. Okay, there we go. I'm actually going to switch to a different house now. Let's head over to Cherney. Let's think about this. Let's do 6 feet. From 12-foot plate to 12-foot plate plus 6. No. Okay. Siding. Lord and Batten, sure. I've got that facing the wrong freaking way. Hello. Hey. I do not know. You'd have to ask Sarah. She set up the utilities, so I don't know. I don't know. Yes, we will. I think the lease goes through Eric, but the property manager, which would be Brian, is the person who takes care of maintenance. Are you looking for? Yeah, and problems with the space. Okay, all right. So Eric Waller is our landlord. He owns the building, but I don't know. You'd have to ask Sarah who the bills go to. I don't know. I don't know who we pay. I don't know if that goes to Eric or if it goes to NAI Rupert, which is the company that Brian works for. Eric Waller. Yep. Okay. Sounds good. Thank you. Bye. Hmm. Oh, that's so sweet. Little rise on the right of the road or driveway. Okay. Hello, this is Carl. You were on hold for Holly, right? Okay, it started ringing. It started ringing. I picked up because it was going to hang up on you if it didn't. You want to keep holding? She ran down to the meter, so she should be back in just a second. All right. All right. Yep. Yep. What is this doing? What is it? Go watch. What is going on, computer? Oh, I did not mean to do that. Why is this not working? Man. Alright. What is up with this? And okay. 9'6". Have a great one. We'll talk to you later. Alrighty. I am going to be done for now. Thanks for stopping by, having a gander at what's going on. And, hope you get to stop back by later on. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned something. And hope I get to talk to you again soon. Have a great night.